What makes an actress truly unforgettable? Is it their undeniable talent, the impact they leave on culture, or the way they redefine what it means to be a star? The 1960s was a decade of cinematic transformation, and its brightest lights were the women who graced the silver screen. These actresses weren't just performers, they were trailblazers, style icons, and voices of change during an era of upheaval. From Audrey Hepburn's timeless elegance to Sophia Loren's fiery charm, the women of the 1960s brought a mix of glamour, grit, and groundbreaking performances. How did these stars shape the culture of the era? What legacies did they leave that continue to inspire today? Let's explore the lives and achievements of the 20 most loved actresses of the 1960s. 1. Audrey Hepburn, the quintessential star. Few actresses have captured the world's imagination as effortlessly as Audrey Hepburn. By the time the 1960s dawned, she was already a household name, celebrated for her enchanting performance in Roman Holiday, 1953, which earned her an Academy Award. But the early 60s would solidify her place as a cultural icon. In 1961, Hepburn starred as Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's, a role that became synonymous with her legacy. The image of her standing outside Tiffany's, dressed in a sleek black gown with oversized sunglasses and a pearl necklace, remains one of the most recognizable moments in cinematic history. Beyond her elegant wardrobe, Hepburn brought a playful yet vulnerable charm to the character, embodying the contradictions of sophistication and innocence. Her influence extended far beyond the screen. Hepburn became a global fashion icon, working closely with designer Hubert de Givenchy, who crafted many of her on-screen and off-screen looks. Together, they set trends that defined the era, from her chic pixie hairstyles to her minimalist couture. But Audrey Hepburn was more than just a symbol of style. Her performances conveyed warmth and authenticity, resonating deeply with audiences. Off-screen, she was known for her kindness and humility, often shunning the glitz of Hollywood for a quieter life. As the 1960s progressed, she would continue to captivate audiences while subtly shifting her focus toward humanitarian efforts, a preview of the remarkable legacy she would leave behind. 2. Elizabeth Taylor, the Queen of Glamour. If Audrey Hepburn embodied elegance, Elizabeth Taylor defined glamour. By the 1960s, Taylor was already a veteran actress, having graced screens since childhood. Her allure wasn't confined to her stunning violet eyes or impeccable style. Her commanding performances and unflinching ability to navigate personal and professional challenges made her one of the most talked-about women of her era. Taylor began the decade with a bang, winning an Academy Award for her role in Butterfield 8, 1960, where she portrayed a call girl grappling with inner turmoil. This role demonstrated her range as she skillfully balanced vulnerability and ferocity. Shortly after, she took on one of the most ambitious projects of her career, Cleopatra, 1963. While the film was marred by production delays and an enormous budget, Taylor's portrayal of the Egyptian queen was magnetic, epitomizing power, beauty, and seduction. Off-screen, her personal life was a constant source of fascination. Her turbulent relationship with co-star Richard Burton, which began during Cleopatra, dominated tabloids and made them the era's most infamous couple. Despite the media frenzy, Taylor's dedication to her craft never wavered. Beyond Hollywood, Taylor was a trailblazer in philanthropy. She would later become an outspoken advocate for AIDS awareness, a cause she championed long before it became widely discussed. In the 1960s, however, she symbolizes a new kind of star, one who lived unapologetically and left an indelible mark on both cinema and culture. 3. Sophia Loren, Italy's finest export. As Elizabeth Taylor captivated Hollywood with her grandeur, Sophia Loren was doing the same on an international scale. Born in the slums of Naples, Loren's rise to fame was a story of resilience and talent, making her one of the most celebrated actresses of the 1960s. Her earthy beauty and fiery spirit resonated with audiences, but it was her raw acting talent that truly set her apart. The 1960s began with a milestone for Loren when she won an Academy Award for Two Women, 1960, becoming the first actor to earn an Oscar for a foreign language performance. The film, a harrowing tale of a mother and daughter's survival during World War II, showcased Loren's ability to channel profound emotional depth. This victory not only cemented her place in cinematic history, but also marked a turning point for international cinema. Loren continued to deliver memorable performances throughout the decade, often collaborating with famed Italian director Vittorio De Sica and actor Marcello Mastroianni. Films like Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, 1963, and Marriage Italian Style, 1964, highlighted her versatility, allowing her to transition effortlessly between comedy and drama. Despite her global stardom, Loren remained deeply connected to her Italian roots, often portraying characters that reflected her own struggles and triumphs. Off-screen, she embraced family life, balancing her career with her role as a devoted wife and mother. Loren's ability to exude authenticity while embodying glamour made her a beloved figure, proving that her appeal transcended borders. 4. Julie Andrews, the voice of optimism. As the 1960s progressed, the film industry embraced the rise of wholesome yet versatile stars, and Julie Andrews quickly became one of the most beloved. Known for her crystalline singing voice and captivating charm, Andrews embodied an era of optimism and light, bringing joy to audiences worldwide. Her career in the 1960s skyrocketed with Mary Poppins, 1964, a film that not only earned her an Academy Award but also cemented her reputation as an unparalleled talent. As the magical nanny, she delivered a pitch-perfect performance, blending humor, warmth, and musical brilliance. The film became a cultural phenomenon, and Andrews' rendition of A Spoonful of Sugar remains a timeless classic. Just a year later, Andrews starred in The Sound of Music, 1965, a role that further solidified her iconic status. Her portrayal of Maria von Trapp, a free-spirited governess, captured the essence of hope and resilience against the backdrop of Austria during World War II. The film was a box office sensation and remains one of the most cherished musicals of all time. Andrews' ability to balance her powerful voice with genuine emotional depth made her a standout in the mid-1960s. Her roles offered comfort to audiences during turbulent times, and her presence symbolized a world where kindness and courage prevailed. With her boundless talent and infectious optimism, Andrews became the quintessential star of the decade, bringing joy and inspiration to all. 5. Doris Day, America's Sweetheart. While Julie Andrews brought optimism to audiences worldwide, Doris Day continued to captivate with her cheerful charm and wholesome appeal. Known as America's Sweetheart, Day was a beacon of positivity in a rapidly changing cinematic landscape. Originally a big band singer, Day transitioned to acting in the late 1940s, but it was her 1960s romantic comedies that solidified her as a household name. Films like Pillow Talk, 1959, and Send Me No Flowers, 1964, showcased her knack for playful humor and undeniable chemistry with co-star Rock Hudson. Audiences adored her lighthearted, feel-good films that provided an escape from the social upheaval of the decade. Beyond her on-screen persona, Day's velvety voice continued to charm fans through her music. Hits like Que Sera Sera became synonymous with her name, blending seamlessly with her acting success. Yet, despite her sunny image, Day faced significant personal challenges. Financial mismanagement by her late husband left her in debt, forcing her to take on more work to recover. Amidst these difficulties, Day's dedication to animal welfare began to shine. In the late 1960s, she founded the Doris Day Animal Foundation, which became a lasting testament to her love for animals. Though she eventually stepped away from Hollywood, her films and music endure, a testament to her talent and unshakable spirit. Doris Day was more than a star. She was a symbol of hope, resilience, and joy. 6. Ann-Margret, the triple threat. As the 1960s unfolded, Ann-Margret emerged as a dazzling force of energy, charm, and talent. A true triple threat, actress, singer, and dancer, she brought a dynamic presence to the screen that captivated audiences. Her vivacious performances embodied the era's shifting tastes, blending traditional Hollywood glamour with a youthful, rebellious edge. Ann-Margret first caught attention with her early 1960s album releases, where her sultry voice hinted at the star power she would soon display on screen. Her breakout came in Bye Bye Birdie, 1963, a musical comedy where she played the vivacious Kim McAfee. The film's success catapulted her to stardom, and her rendition of the title song, filmed in a single take, became iconic. She followed this with Viva Las Vegas, 1964, where her electrifying chemistry with Elvis Presley thrilled audiences. Her vibrant dance numbers and playful smile set her apart from other leading ladies, making her a favorite among younger fans. While she excelled in lighthearted roles, Ann-Margret sought to prove herself as a serious actress, taking on more complex characters later in her career. Off-screen, she was admired for her grace and determination to succeed in a competitive industry. Ann-Margret's magnetic energy, combined with her undeniable talent, made her one of the most unforgettable stars of the 1960s, embodying the era's exuberance and charm. 7. Jane Fonda, the activist in the making. While Ann-Margret dazzled with her vivacious performances, Jane Fonda was carving a unique path in Hollywood, balancing her acting career with the seeds of her burgeoning activism. As the daughter of Henry Fonda, one of Hollywood's most respected actors, Jane could have rested on her family legacy, but instead, she sought to forge her own identity. Fonda began the decade with light-hearted roles in films like Sunday in New York, 1963, and Cat Ballou, 1965, showcasing her comedic timing and natural screen presence. However, it was her performance in Barefoot in the Park, 1967, opposite Robert Redford, that truly highlighted her ability to blend charm with emotional depth. The film's success firmly established her as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. As the late 1960s brought political and social upheaval, Fonda began to gravitate toward more meaningful roles and causes. Her experiences during this time awakened her political consciousness, setting the stage for the activism that would later define her public persona. Though she was still seen as a glamorous Hollywood star, there were hints of the fearless advocate she would become. Jane Fonda's ability to evolve, both on-screen and off, reflected the changing values of the decade. Her combination of talent, beauty, and intellect positioned her as not just an actress but also a symbol of transformation during one of history's most dynamic eras. 8. Vanessa Redgrave, the bold performer. As Jane Fonda began to explore meaningful roles, Vanessa Redgrave was already boldly redefining what it meant to be an actress in the 1960s. A product of the esteemed Redgrave theatrical family, Vanessa brought a rare intensity and intelligence to her craft, quickly becoming one of Britain's most acclaimed talents. Redgrave's breakthrough came with Morgan, A Suitable Case for Treatment, 1966, a darkly comedic exploration of a man's psychological unraveling. Her nuanced performance earned her critical acclaim and an Academy Award nomination, marking her as a force to be reckoned with. That same year, she starred in Michelangelo Antonioni's Blow Up, a film that captured the cultural zeitgeist of the swinging 60s. Her role as a mysterious woman at the center of a photographer's intrigue showcased her ability to command attention, even in enigmatic, unconventional parts. While her acting captivated audiences, Redgrave was equally known for her fearless activism. She was unafraid to voice her political beliefs, often taking public stands on issues ranging from workers' rights to international conflicts. This commitment to her convictions sometimes sparked controversy, but it also solidified her reputation as a woman of principle. Vanessa Redgrave's career in the 1960s was a testament to her courage, on screen and off. She used her platform not only to showcase her exceptional talent, but also to advocate for the causes she believed in, leaving an indelible mark on the decade. 9. Natalie Wood, the beloved starlet. While Vanessa Redgrave was making waves with daring roles, Natalie Wood remained one of Hollywood's most cherished stars. Having transitioned seamlessly from her early days as a child actress, Wood captivated audiences throughout the 1960s with her striking beauty, emotional depth, and undeniable relatability. Wood's career had already reached impressive heights by the start of the decade, with roles in classics like Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, and Miracle on 34th Street, 1947. However, the 1960s saw her fully embrace more mature, complex characters. In West Side Story, 1961, Wood delivered one of her most iconic performances as Maria, a young woman torn between love and family loyalty. Her portrayal was heartfelt, and the film's immense success further cemented her status as a leading actress. She followed this with Splendor in the Grass, 1961, where she explored themes of repression and heartbreak. Wood's ability to portray vulnerability with raw emotion resonated deeply with audiences, proving her depth as a performer. Her role in Gypsy, 1962, showcased her versatility as she brought charm and wit to a demanding musical performance. Despite her professional success, Wood's personal life often made headlines, including her high-profile relationship and marriage to actor Robert Wagner. Through it all, Natalie remained a beloved figure, embodying a mix of glamour and relatability that endeared her to fans. Her legacy as one of Hollywood's most treasured actresses endures to this day. 10. Kim Novak, the enigmatic star. As Natalie Wood charmed audiences with her emotional depth, Kim Novak captivated them with her air of mystery and quiet strength. By the 1960s, Novak was already a Hollywood sensation, thanks to her unforgettable performance in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, 1958. The new decade saw her continuing to enthrall audiences with her unique blend of allure and vulnerability. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Novak often shied away from the limelight, preferring privacy over the glitz of Hollywood. This reserved nature only added to her mystique, making her a fascinating figure both on and off the screen. Her performance in Strangers When We Meet, 1960, demonstrated her ability to portray emotionally complex characters. As a woman navigating a forbidden romance, Novak brought nuance and subtlety to a role that could have easily felt one-dimensional in less capable hands. Throughout the decade, Novak was selective about her projects, choosing roles that allowed her to explore the depth of human emotions. Her understated yet impactful performances earned her critical praise, even as she maintained her distance from the conventional Hollywood scene. Kim Novak's reserved persona and refusal to conform to industry norms made her an enigmatic figure. She represented a different kind of stardom, one defined by introspection and authenticity. Her work in the 1960s solidified her legacy as a true artist, one who left an indelible impression on the silver screen. 11. Mia Farrow, the new wave ingenue. While Kim Novak symbolized the mystery of Hollywood's golden age, Mia Farrow heralded the arrival of a fresh, contemporary voice in cinema. With her delicate features and understated charm, Farrow quickly became a defining face of the 1960s, representing a generation of actresses who embraced nuanced, emotionally raw performances. Farrow's breakthrough came with the 1968 psychological horror classic Rosemary's Baby. Directed by Roman Polanski, the film told the chilling tale of a young woman grappling with a sinister conspiracy surrounding her pregnancy. Farrow's portrayal of Rosemary was haunting, her vulnerability and quiet desperation leaving a lasting impact on audiences. Her work in the film demonstrated a willingness to take risks, a trait that set her apart from her peers. Beyond her acting, Farrow's personal life often captured public attention. Her high-profile marriage to Frank Sinatra during the 1960s generated significant media buzz, as did their eventual split. Despite the distractions, Farrow remained focused on her craft, steadily building a reputation as a versatile performer. Off-screen, Farrow's humanitarian efforts began to take shape, setting the stage for the advocacy work that would later define her public life. As the 1960s drew to a close, Mia Farrow had firmly established herself as both a talented actress and a figure of cultural fascination, representing a bridge between the old Hollywood glamour and the emerging wave of socially conscious stars. 12. Barbra Streisand, the multi-talented star. As Mia Farrow represented the understated charm of the 1960s, Barbra Streisand burst onto the scene with unmatched charisma and versatility. Known for her powerhouse voice and dynamic screen presence, Streisand became one of the most celebrated performers of the decade, seamlessly blending music, film, and stage. Her film debut in Funny Girl, 1968, was nothing short of extraordinary. Portraying Fanny Brice, Streisand delivered a dazzling performance that earned her an Academy Award and showcased her ability to balance comedic timing with heartfelt emotion. Her rendition of Don't Rain on My Parade became an anthem of empowerment and confidence, resonating with audiences worldwide. Streisand's impact wasn't limited to her acting. Her singing career flourished throughout the 1960s, with chart-topping albums that highlighted her vocal range and emotional expressiveness. Songs like People and Secondhand Rose became synonymous with her name, solidifying her place as a music icon. Despite her meteoric rise, Streisand's journey wasn't without challenges. Her unconventional looks were initially deemed unfit for Hollywood's beauty standards, but she turned this into her strength, embracing her individuality and inspiring others to do the same. Barbra Streisand's talent and determination redefined what it meant to be a leading lady in the 1960s. Her ability to excel in multiple arenas of entertainment set her apart, making her an enduring figure whose influence extended far beyond the silver screen. 13. Bette Davis, the resilient legend. While Barbra Streisand was proving her versatility as a newcomer, Bette Davis was showcasing the resilience of a true Hollywood veteran. By the 1960s, Davis had already enjoyed a career spanning decades, but she wasn't content to rest on her laurels. Instead, she reinvented herself, delivering one of the most memorable performances of her career. In Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, 1962, Davis starred alongside her longtime rival Joan Crawford in a chilling psychological thriller that captivated audiences. Her portrayal of the unhinged former child star Baby Jane Hudson was both terrifying and tragic, demonstrating her unparalleled ability to dive deep into complex characters. The film's success not only reinvigorated Davis's career but also introduced her to a new generation of fans. Off-screen, Davis was a trailblazer, advocating for actors' rights and challenging the Hollywood system long before it became common practice. Her determination to maintain creative control over her career set a precedent for future stars, proving that women in the industry could demand respect and authority. Despite personal struggles and professional rivalries, Davis remained a force to be reckoned with. Her sharp wit and commanding presence made her a favorite in interviews, where she never shied away from speaking her mind. Bette Davis's contributions to cinema in the 1960s were a testament to her enduring talent and determination. She showed the world that reinvention was possible at any stage, cementing her status as one of Hollywood's most iconic legends. 14. Angela Lansbury, the versatile performer. As Bette Davis showcased the power of reinvention, Angela Lansbury demonstrated the beauty of versatility. By the 1960s, Lansbury was already a seasoned actress, having debuted in the 1940s. However, this decade allowed her to push boundaries, embracing roles that showcased her ability to move seamlessly between film, stage, and television. One of Lansbury's most unforgettable performances of the 1960s came in The Manchurian Candidate, 1962, where she played the manipulative and coldly calculating Eleanor Easelin. The role was a stark departure from the ingenue characters of her earlier career, revealing a dark, commanding side of her talent. Her portrayal was chillingly brilliant, earning her an Academy Award nomination and cementing her reputation as a character actress par excellence. During the same period, Lansbury conquered Broadway with her starring role in Mame, 1966. The musical highlighted her extraordinary singing and comedic timing, earning her a Tony Award and proving she was as captivating on stage as she was on screen. While her career thrived, Lansbury also prioritized her personal life, valuing her family and maintaining a grounded lifestyle. Her professionalism and dedication endeared her to colleagues and audiences alike. Angela Lansbury's 1960s work exemplified her unmatched range. Whether playing a sinister villain or a lively musical star, she brought depth and authenticity to every performance. Her ability to adapt and evolve ensured her enduring presence in the entertainment world. 15. Shirley Temple, from child star to diplomat. As Angela Lansbury dazzled with her versatility, Shirley Temple symbolized the power of reinvention in a different realm. While many remembered her as the beloved child star of the 1930s, the 1960s marked Temple's shift away from acting and into a life of public service. Though her Hollywood career had largely concluded by this point, Temple's earlier films remained cherished, providing audiences with a nostalgic connection to simpler times. Iconic tap-dancing scenes and her famous ringlet curls made her a symbol of innocence and hope during the Great Depression. By the 1960s, her focus had shifted toward her personal life and family, reflecting her ability to transition gracefully from stardom to privacy. However, Temple's contributions during this period were far from quiet. She began exploring opportunities in diplomacy, attending international conferences and advocating for issues she believed in. Her political ambitions were realized later, as she served as a U.S. ambassador to Ghana and Czechoslovakia in subsequent decades. But the 1960s laid the groundwork for her second act as a public servant. Temple's legacy extended beyond her films. Her ability to reinvent herself and make meaningful contributions outside of Hollywood inspired many. She proved that stardom wasn't the only path to success and that a life of purpose could take many forms. Shirley Temple remained a beloved figure, reminding the world of the resilience and grace required to evolve beyond childhood fame. 16. Ingrid Bergman, the resilient star. As Shirley Temple gracefully transitioned from stardom to diplomacy, Ingrid Bergman continued to redefine resilience and artistry in the 1960s. Having faced public scrutiny during her controversial affair with Italian director Roberto Rossellini in the late 1940s, Bergman had returned to Hollywood with her reputation restored, showcasing her enduring talent. By the 1960s, Bergman was a seasoned actress, celebrated for her ability to convey deep emotion and sincerity. One of her notable performances during this decade came in The Visit, 1964, where she portrayed a wealthy woman seeking justice in her hometown. The role allowed her to explore themes of revenge and redemption, proving her range extended far beyond the romantic roles of her earlier career. Bergman's multilingual background enabled her to work across various film industries, including Hollywood and European cinema. She starred in productions like The Yellow Rolls-Royce, 1964, where her natural charm and elegance shone through, and Cactus Flower, 1969, where she displayed her comedic timing. Off-screen, Bergman's quiet dignity and love for her craft remained evident. She managed to maintain a balance between her personal life and professional commitments, earning the admiration of fans and colleagues alike. Ingrid Bergman's work in the 1960s reaffirmed her place as one of the greatest actresses of her time. Her ability to navigate adversity while continuing to deliver unforgettable performances made her a symbol of strength and perseverance in cinema history. 17. Brigitte Bardot, the sensual icon. While Ingrid Bergman exuded grace and resilience, Brigitte Bardot captivated the world with her bold sensuality and free-spirited nature. Emerging as one of the most recognizable faces of the 1960s, Bardot became a global icon who epitomizes the era's shifting attitudes toward beauty, sexuality, and femininity. Bardot's breakout role in And God Created Woman, 1956, had already established her as a symbol of uninhibited allure, but the 1960s saw her solidify her legacy with roles in films like Contempt, 1963, and Viva Maria, 1965. Her performances often reflected her rebellious spirit, blending innocence with daring confidence. She was a muse for filmmakers and fashion designers alike, influencing trends with her tousled hair, bold eyeliner, and effortless style. Despite her success, Bardot struggled with the pressures of fame, often expressing a desire to retreat from the public eye. By the late 1960s, she chose to retire from acting at the height of her career, shifting her focus to animal rights activism. In 1973, she founded the Brigitte Bardot Foundation, which became a prominent voice against animal cruelty. Bardot's impact on 1960s culture was immense. She challenged traditional notions of womanhood and embraced a more liberated, authentic persona. Her legacy as a style icon and advocate for change continues to resonate, proving she was far more than just a pretty face. She was a trailblazer for self-expression and compassion. 18. Claudia Cardinale, the Mediterranean beauty. As Brigitte Bardot brought bold sensuality to the screen, Claudia Cardinale offered a different kind of allure, one rooted in Mediterranean warmth and understated elegance. Hailing from Tunisia and fluent in multiple languages, Cardinale became one of Europe's most admired actresses, balancing natural beauty with impressive talent. The 1960s saw Cardinale rise to international fame with roles in some of the era's most celebrated films. She starred in Luchino Visconti's Rocco and His Brothers, 1960, where her raw emotion captivated audiences. Her performance in Federico Fellini's 812, 1963, cemented her as a muse of Italian cinema, blending glamour with a relatable humanity. Hollywood soon came calling, and Cardinale seamlessly transitioned into English-speaking roles, appearing in The Pink Panther, 1963, and Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. What set Cardinale apart was her grounded approach to stardom. She often downplayed her striking looks, preferring to focus on the strength and depth of her characters. Off-screen, she was vocal about women's rights, advocating for respect and equality in an industry often defined by rigid gender roles. Claudia Cardinale's contributions to cinema were more than just appearances. She brought a sense of authenticity and depth to her performances. Her ability to bridge the worlds of European art house films and Hollywood blockbusters made her a beloved figure of the decade, embodying a global appeal that remains timeless. 19. Glenda Jackson, the fearless talent. While Claudia Cardinale charmed with her Mediterranean grace, Glenda Jackson carved a niche as one of the most fearless actresses of the 1960s. With a background rooted in theater, Jackson brought a raw intensity to her roles, captivating audiences with her emotional honesty and willingness to tackle unconventional characters. Jackson's career in the 1960s began on the stage, where she trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and gained recognition for her commanding performances in classic plays. Her transition to film was equally impactful. She gained international acclaim for her role in Ken Russell's Women in Love, 1969. A daring and provocative drama that earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress. Her portrayal of Gudrun Brangwyn, a complex and independent woman, showcased Jackson's remarkable ability to delve into layered, challenging roles. Off-screen, Jackson was known for her no-nonsense personality and outspoken nature. She refused to be boxed into traditional female archetypes, often choosing roles that defied societal expectations. This bold approach not only made her a standout talent, but also inspired future generations of actresses to embrace their individuality. Glenda Jackson's work in the 1960s was a testament to her fearlessness and commitment to her craft. She was not afraid to push boundaries, both in her performances and in her personal convictions. Her legacy as an actress who prioritized substance over glamour continues to resonate, making her one of the era's most respected figures. 20. Julie Christie, the face of a new generation. As the 1960s gave rise to cultural and cinematic revolutions, Julie Christie emerged as a defining figure of this transformative era. With her ethereal beauty and remarkable acting prowess, Christie became a symbol of the decade's changing values and artistic expression. Her breakthrough role in Darling, 1965, earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress, marking her as one of the most promising talents of her generation. In the film, Christie played Diana Scott, a glamorous yet morally conflicted model navigating the superficial world of London's elite. Her performance was both captivating and layered, showcasing her ability to bring vulnerability to complex characters. Christie's influence extended further with her role in Dr. Zhivago, where she portrayed Lara, a character torn between love and revolution. The film's sweeping romance and historical backdrop highlighted her versatility, solidifying her status as one of the era's most sought-after actresses. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Christie avoided the trappings of fame, choosing projects that resonated with her personal values. Off-screen, she was known for her political activism, supporting progressive causes that reflected the social upheavals of the 1960s. Julie Christie's contributions to cinema were as much about her talent as her ability to embody the ideals of a new, freer generation. Her legacy remains a testament to the artistry and integrity that defined her career and the era she helped shape. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.